Hello and welcome to your TRX session with me today. My name is Charlotte Tooth and I'm going to take you through a 30-minute strength and conditioning for beginners session. Okay, so what do you need today? You just need your straps set up at short height, you need your mat, and you need to clear your space. Whether you're brand new to TRX suspension training or whether you've done a few classes and you're trying to get your technique a little bit better, this session today is going to really help you. Today we're going to focus on a warm-up, a circuit twice, and then a cool down, all right? And today's session is going to be focused on technique, self-assessment. Is there anything I could be doing to make this exercise better, all right? So we've got 8 exercises in our circuit. We've got a short warm-up, and then I'll give you a nice long stretch at the end. 30 minutes. I'm going to slowly progress the exercises so things get a little bit harder. So expect to feel like at the beginning things are relatively not easy but relatively simple, and then as we go ahead into the second round of the circuit, things are going to progress and get that little bit harder. I'm going to show you how to progress your exercises safely and effectively. All right, so let's get going with your warm-up today. You've got 3 exercises. The first one is standing, holding onto your straps, facing the anchor point, elbows in line with the ribs. You're going to hinge your hips back and reach your arms forward. So what do I mean by hinge? Imagine your hips are the hinge of a door, and then just going to hinge back as if you're reaching your butt back to close your car door. You can set your legs as narrow or as wide as you wish. I've gone for slightly wider than hip width apart. But see what feels good for you today. I'm pushing my butt back, reaching my arms forward, and I'm barely bending the knees. Feet are flat on the ground, chest dives forward slightly, and then keeping the core muscles nice and tight. Last one. Nice. Now, set your legs slightly wider than hip width apart, turn your toes out a little bit, and make sure your straps are tight when your elbows are in line with your rib cage. You're going to sit yourself back and down into your sofa and then squeeze your butt to come back up. Sit yourself back and down, squeeze your butt to come back up. So it's almost like we're sitting onto a very low chair. We want to keep our back up nice and straight and avoid leaning off the straps. So do try and keep your weight forward in your feet. Imagine someone could take the straps away from you at any time. You've got 2 more. Make this your last one. Great, and then just drop the straps, come straight away onto the floor and set yourself up into a plank. Hands directly underneath your shoulders, your wrists are under your shoulders. Step one leg back, tucking the tailbone so your butt cheeks are not sticking out, then extend the other and hold it there. I want you to feel that your body is in one long straight line and that you're finding tension in every single part of your body. So we're not flopping down or being heavy, we're pushing away from the floor, squeezing our butt. You've got 10 seconds here, and most importantly, we are breathing. Squeeze the butt, lengthen the legs. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, step yourself up to stand. We're going to repeat all of those over again. So first one is the hinge again. So I would even just set your legs up slightly wider than hip width apart this time. Elbows in line with ribs when you're facing towards the anchor point. You're going to dive your hips back, reach your arms forward, and your butt cheeks are reaching away from your hands. And then you press your hips forward to come back up. So when you're doing this exercise, right, it feels like you're getting a bit of a stretch just underneath the crease of your butt and all the way down the back of the hamstrings. So look for that stretch. If you're not getting it, you might be hanging back. You need to keep your weight forward in the ball or the middle of your foot. And then check that your back is nice and flat. It feels like your sitting bones are reaching away. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, stand up. We're right the way into our squat, so legs slightly wider than hip width apart. You're going to sit yourself back and down into your squat. Squeeze your butt to stand. Now this is the second time you've done this, so give me a little bit more speed and a bit more power on the way up. Down like a balloon and up like a rocket. Good, last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Last exercise is that plank that you did earlier. This is the foundation of everything we're going to do today. Hands under shoulders, step the legs back, squeeze the butt, tighten the core as if someone's just about to come and give you a tickle, and hold it there. You got 12 seconds. We need to feel the waistline working. Push the floor away. And this type of tension is what you're going to need in most of your exercises. And rest there, well done. All right, so the important thing is, especially with this plank that we're doing, is that we find full body tension. And we're going to take that plank and we're going to pop it into all of our exercises when we come in now. So we're actually going to come into your circuit. And remember what I said earlier, it's 8 exercises. We're going to cover lots of different exercises facing towards, facing away. So today you're going to actually learn to move around the straps. You're going to get some confidence with using the straps themselves. For the first couple of exercises, keep them shortened, but later on we will be lengthening them, and don't worry, I'll cover how we do that. So grab a hold of your straps, let's get started. You have 30 seconds to set up the exercise, so to get into the position, and 45 seconds to execute the exercise. All right, so straps holding on to the handles, elbows in line with ribs, feet together in line with the anchor point. First exercise is step back lunge with your right leg. So you're going to step your right leg back, dig the toes in and make sure your heel stays high, and just simply bend both knees and step back up, but keep most of your weight on your left leg. So it's going to go dig the toes, peel back up. All right, the timer is just about to start. Off we go, 45 seconds. So the most common mistake people make in step back lunge is that they try and put their heel down at the back and they're wondering why it feels a bit blocked. You need to keep the heel up, which allows the knee to bend, yeah, and then come back up. And then people always say, well, what does my chest do? Does my chest stay where it was before? No, your chest comes back with you. You take everything to the party and you bring it back in. So there's a weight transference. I'm going back and I'm going forward. You've got 15 seconds. Now, the idea of using the straps is that when you get good with your balance and your strength, you don't use the straps as much. So loosen your grip a little bit, barely hold on if you're feeling good. Last 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. All right, we're going to stay on the same leg. Remember, 30 seconds to set up. Left foot is flat on the ground, toes pointing towards the anchor point. Right heel is just in line with the left toes for single leg squat. I'm going to bend both knees and sit back and down as low as I can go, keeping my left heel flat on the ground, and squeeze back up. I don't want to sit back too much, but if that's how you need to learn it, that's absolutely fine. And squeeze back up. So ideally, when I sit down, it feels like I'm sitting on my left heel and then pulling away from my left heel. Yeah, nice and easy. And I don't need to feel like you're pitching your chest too far forward. Notice, if you look at my arms here, how they sort of extend and then they bend to allow the movement to happen. So my arms have to be malleable. They have to react to the exercise. People try and do squats like this and they're very stiff in the arms. That's why they get stuck and they feel like they can't go further down. So let your arms move and keep your knees tracking over your toes the entire time. Listen, you've got 10 seconds left to go. Try to keep most of your weight on your left foot as opposed to your right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest there. Well done. All right, coming into your first arm exercise. So again, we're facing towards the anchor point, and hold on tight to the handles and bring the handles to your armpits with your palms facing in like you're clapping. Walk your feet forward and then just set your right foot just behind your left foot. Now from here, this is sort of your help foot, but your left foot should have most of your weight. Look up to the anchor point and extend your arms straight, and then bend your elbows so your body comes up towards the anchor. Yeah, 45 seconds here. If this feels too heavy, that tells you that you're too close to the anchor point. You need to walk back a little bit. I want you to feel like you're in a beautiful plank position. You'll remember that from the warm-up, and that your entire body is traveling. People make the mistake of sort of just going with their chest and then their hips and sort of snaking. No, you want your body to be in a solid surfboard position. And then squeeze your shoulder blades back and down as if you're trying to put your shoulders into your back pockets. You've got 12 seconds. If it's not heavy enough, walk further forward. Elbows to ribs. All right, rest there. Here's where we need to lengthen the straps. So you'll grab a hold of the metal buckle, the bit that's pointing up on the diagonal, you grab hold with your index finger. You tilt it so the metal buckles are horizontal to the ground, and then you yank down. It should feel easy. If it doesn't feel easy, you haven't yanked enough. Get the straps so that the handles are in line with your knee joint. We're going to lay on our back. I'm going to come into a plank position. So take a hold of your straps, 2 fingers into the foot cradles, lay down facing towards your anchor and feed your toes in. Once you've done that, front, come all the way around. Oh, nearly lost a water bottle there. And when you're ready, we're coming into our segmented plank. So first of all, just place your hands under your shoulders. Step one leg back and flex the foot, pushing the heel into it, okay? Right now, I've got one knee on the ground. Okay, time is on. We're gonna start to extend one leg, hold it up there for 5 seconds. Once I've done 5 seconds, I'm gonna drop one knee down, rest. And I'll be alternating with the resting knee, okay? So big push, big scoop, 2 legs straight. I'm trying to keep everything nice and tight. Once I've done about 5 seconds, and you can count your own 5, you pop one knee down and you rest. Yeah, so the idea is that you guys are gonna push and engage so much that you're gonna need that break. 5 seconds of 100%. Flex your feet, toes to face, heels away. And then each time you bring that knee down, you let the tension go, but then you bring it right back on again. Here we go, nearly there. You got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest, take your feet out, well done. If you can't get your feet out, just point your toes and lift your feet up. Next exercise, you're gonna need your head directly underneath the anchor point. Lay down so that your head is close to the anchor point. And then again, 2 fingers into the foot cradles. Split the straps, legs together, and then flex your feet and drop your heels down into the straps. Okay, once they're there, put your hands by your sides. And the timer's on. We're going to keep our knees bent at 90 and just lift the hips and lower them down. Now listen, I don't just want to push into the straps. I want to drag the straps off of the anchor point. So really pull down as hard as you can, as if you're trying to get your heels to your bum, but do not let your knees come close to your face. This is a mistake that people make, and try to keep your rib cage soft. So it's actually your rib cage that comes off last. People that like to lift the rib cage first end up in a very arched lower back. So bum first, rib cage second, rib cage, then bum. Now listen, you might be feeling this in your calves. This is normal. The way that the straps are made, they actually make you work the muscles of your feet very intensely. Oof, rest there. All right, grab a hold of the handles, sit yourself up, facing away from the anchor point, but you might need to shuffle back a bit. This one is going to be a V-sit, but for now we're going to modify it. So just lightly put your heels on the ground. Reach your arms out in front of you with your hands in the foot cradles, and then lean back a little bit so you're off the bony bits of your bum and you come onto your sacrum, the bony bit of your lower back. Great, now once you're there, keep tension through your core and just start to reach one arm back behind you, come back through center. Other arm back behind you, come back through center. Now listen, if you're stuck because there's a door behind you or something, just shuffle further forward and you'll have space to move your arm. This exercise has the potential to be nothing if you're not tightening your core. So lean back so far that you feel your core muscles fire. Pull your feet closer to your butt. You're going to feel heavier then. Yes, and then think about your belly button lightly pulling into your spine. Your rotation coming from your upper back, not from your lower back. Squeezing your knees together. You got 10 seconds. And rest there, well done. Get rid of the straps for me. Dive down onto your tummy. We're coming into your back extension. Now this one is without the straps. So lie down on your front. Legs are going to be apart because this helps the pelvis movement and it helps to free up your lower back. Hands are going to be back behind you, chin to chest like you're holding an apple underneath your chin. Now when you're ready, you're going to start to lift your chest up and push your arms back as if someone's standing behind you, giving you a high 10. And you're going to come back down. Timer's on. Everything up, everything down. Now, as you're lifting up and down, I want you to feel that your legs are staying on the ground and that you're lifting up evenly through either side. Imagine you've got socks on and they're falling down. You're trying to reach towards your socks. Great. And all the while, I'm slightly pulling my tummy muscles in so that when I lift, my lower back doesn't arch all that much. My lower back is nice and long. Great, you got 10 seconds. Just one more exercise after this, then we'll have a little breather. And rest there, well done. Press all the way up, tuck your toes and walk yourself up to standing. For the last exercise, you will just have to lengthen your straps that little bit more if there's any more to go. So pull them all the way down. So this pull tab is right at the end. Dangle your straps over your shoulders like you've got a brand new scarf, and then hold onto the handles and walk your feet back so you're on your tippy toes. You're going to step your right leg just in front of the left leg. Bring the straps so they're just off your shoulders by an inch, and walk back if you need to create some tension. I'm going to bend the elbows, lean forward into the straps, taking my bum with me. I'm going to extend the arms away. This is your chest press, all right? Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. If the straps are chafing your arms, you need to reach your hands higher up, okay? If you feel like you can't get very low and you feel very unstable, shuffle further forward. But listen, I need you to keep your heels up, because the minute you put your heels down, your butt wants to reach back. So heels up, butt up, bend the front knee, keep the back leg nice and straight. Big press. Nice, all right. That's the dinger to say you got 1 minute break, but listen, there's a couple of tasks I need you to do in this 1 minute. First of all is to shorten your straps. Now, you can only do one at a time going up. So pull tab, buckle, don't touch fabric when you hold the buckle, and yank all the way up. Remember that little secret I told you to tilt it so it's horizontal to the ground? If it feels easy to pull, you've tilted enough, all right? Once you've done that, you got time, just about 33 seconds. Now, listen, I'm changing it up slightly for this second circuit. You're still going to do the same 8 exercises, but you're only going to get 20 seconds between each exercise, okay? So less break, just slightly less break, and more time in the work. That does mean, though, that it's a very short period of time to get your feet in when we come to planks and when we come to bridges. All right, so you've got 10 seconds. Let's get moving. Grab a hold of your straps. All right, make sure they're unshortened if you haven't already. And we've got this circuit for one last time, all right? So standing facing in towards the anchor point, feet are together, elbows are in line with the ribs. All right, oh, hello. What's going on here? 1 second, guys. I'll be with you in 1 sec. Just need to, there we go. There we go. All right, elbows are in line with the ribs, and then when you're ready, you're gonna step your left leg back behind you, left leg this time, and then step the foot back in. So all the way back, step the foot back in. So I'm just doing the second side of my body this time. Left leg is the one that's stepping back, and as it comes in, it's just gonna lightly tap next to my right foot. And remember what I said about bending the back toes, because if you put the heel down, your back knee gets a bit stuck. So heel up and squeeze the legs together. Now, as we're moving, I want you to move with confidence, transfer your weight, and feel like you're barely using the straps. Lovely. All right, into single leg squat next. So remember, you're standing on your right foot this time. Your left heel is forward, and you're just going to bend both knees. If it's too far forward, it's awkward, so put it really close to the toes. And remember, you're going to sit all the way down to your right heel this time, squeeze back up. All the way down to your right heel, squeeze back up. Now, eventually, this is going to progress to you having your front leg off the ground, so you get the idea that we're trying to keep the front foot quite light and not use the arms all that much. So on the way down, I'm going to barely use them, but on the way up, I might actually have to use them to get up. And I need to make sure this right foot is flat and my knees are pointing towards the center of my right toes. 15 seconds. Straight down, remember, not backwards. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, straight into low row position. Remember how we offset our feet last time? If you want to offset your feet, this is a little bit easier. You absolutely can. But today, I'm going to show you the next version, the step up. You'll walk your feet forward, flex all 10 toes off, look up towards the anchor point, then extend and bend. So what happens when I have my feet on the same line is that it becomes a little bit harder for me to sort of stabilize and also to help myself up. Before, when I had one foot behind, that foot was actually pushing me often to help me get up. Now, I don't have that. So it's a lot more strength work for your arms. And then of course, if it's not heavy enough, you can walk your feet further forward. You've got 20 seconds. Slow, heavy reps, strength and conditioning here today. 10 seconds. Squeeze your shoulder blades together like you're juicing an orange. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, quickly lengthen your straps. You know how to do that now. Quickly get your toes in because we're coming into your plank. And this time we're not going to segment those legs, okay? We're going to actually focus on trying to keep the legs straight the entire time. 3, 2, 1. Hands under shoulders. Push the heels away. Flex the toes. Pull the waistline in. Now remember, if you're too close to the anchor point, it's going to feel awkward. So walk yourself forward. Spread the fingers, active hands. If you ever need a breather, you know how to do it now. We don't flop the hips down like this. We pop one knee down and we keep solid in the core. That way when we come up, it's not so much of a change from bottom to top. You got 15 seconds. If you want to continue with the segmented version, one knee down, one knee up, one knee down, one knee up, you absolutely can. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. To get your feet out, remember, just point your toes and they'll slide off, all right? Okay, right the way into your glute bridges. So lay yourself down, head is closest to the anchor point, facing away, split the straps and get your heels in. So listen, this time I'm going to add a bit of movement into those legs. If you don't like it, get rid of it. So knees in line with hips. You're going to lift your hips up and lower down. If you want to add something on, you can push your heels away, drag them back, then come down. 3 clear movements. Up and away, in, then down. Lift the hips up, push away, in, then down. Now, most people that I speak to that do this exercise are actually quite surprised at how much their muscles of their shins and all the muscles around the side, the perineals, how much they work in this exercise. They will, honestly. TRX will make your feet ridiculously strong. Yes, especially if you're working them. And rest, well done. All right, coming into that V-sit rotate. So this time, shuffle back, remember, if you've got space behind you, holding on to the foot cradles. This time we might actually glue our legs together and lift them off the ground. So it's a little bit harder, okay? Legs are together. Otherwise, you can just keep your toes light on the ground or heels down, your choice. Here we go, legs are off. My toes should stay still. It's my upper body, my thoracic spine that's rotating. I've lost space, so I'm gonna move forward a bit. Please pull down on the straps at all times, because this will give you tension through your core, through your lats, through your obliques. So it's like you're trying to tear the straps off the wall. Leaning on front hand more than back hand at all times. 15 seconds. Harder than it looks, this one. Don't let your feet sag down. Any hip flexors gripping, turn the legs out. But try and keep the chest up. Last 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right. Into back extension. So remember with this one, we're lying on our front. Now, if the hands behind was enough for you, you're going to carry on there. Legs are slightly apart. If you do want that a little bit more today, and I know you might, fingertips by the temples. This just makes your upper body heavier, slightly heavier lever. So you're going to lift up, squeeze down. Try not to lift up too abruptly. Lift up smoothly so that your spine has a chance to get used to what you're doing. So also check that you're not pushing your abdominals into the floor to get higher. I actually want you to pull your tummy muscles towards your lower back. So you don't want to feel like you're doming your abs or pushing them out. Draw them in and then lift up, and you'll have some help there from your deepest layer of core muscles. 10 seconds. If the shoulders are getting tight, give me a W so the arms can be wider. And rest there, well done. All right, one last exercise, chest press. Whew. Now, again, you need to fully lengthen your straps if you haven't already. You got 10 seconds to drape those straps over your shoulders. Whoosh, grab the handles, and this is the last exercise of the day, so let's make it count. Walk your feet back. Lift your heels high, and today, don't offset the foot position. Now you're gonna go both feet on the same line. One bend, one extend. Make sure the knuckles are pointing down, the straps are not touching your shoulders, and you're working heavy enough to push yourself. We've got 25 seconds to go for it now. Last exercise of the day. If you need that offset foot position, it's getting too much, there it is. One foot in front of the other to assist you on the downward and the upward phase. We've got 8 seconds until we are done, team. And rest. All right, well done. Just quickly shorten your straps for me. Whoosh. Bring them either mid-length or shortened, depending on how much space you have around you. Oh, let's pause this. There we go. Let's come into a stretch. Well done, guys. So hopefully you saw there how we could progress the exercises. And the next time you do this one, if you didn't progress any of the exercises, you might try that next time round. It's just a case of doing it and doing it again. How do you get good at anything? Just repetition, focus, determination, all right? So grab a hold of your handles. We're gonna go for a hang. So walk back until your arms are straight, your straps are nice and tight, and your hands are about shoulder height. Then set your feet about hip width apart, and then just send your butt back and dive your chest between the window of your arms. Once you're there, I want you to hang back and feel like someone's pulling your butt away from your hands. And then just simply bend the right knee and look underneath the left armpit. So you're getting a nice stretch all the way down the right side of your body. Great, bend the left knee, look underneath the right armpit. Nice, come back through center. Just hang once more. Think about letting your shoulders lift right up to your ears, like you're a monkey hanging off a tree branch. And then when you're ready, stand yourself up, elbows in line with the ribs. Just cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Sit yourself all the way down into a figure 4. I'm trying to actively turn out my left leg. And if I feel really wobbly, I might widen the straps or even push into a wide V. But I'm trying to hinge my hips. Remember hinge from the beginning? There it is. Breathe down, sit lower into it. Great, and then stand yourself up, switch sides, other ankle on top. And again, sit yourself nice and low. Hinge the hips back. There it is. Now once you're there, I want you to think about sticking out your butt like a duck's bottom. Making sure the ankle stays stiff on the crossed leg. Pushing the hips back. Great, all right, coming into a hip stretch. If you stand yourself up, flip to face away from the anchor point and carefully bring yourself down to your knees. Make sure the hands are about in line with your forehead. You're gonna step right leg forward. Make sure you're not on a tight rope. The leg is gait width apart, so hip width apart. And then just tuck your tailbone and press your hip bones forward. You can keep your hands directly overhead. You can do a little V for me, or if it feels good today, just slightly side bend, lean towards your front leg so you get that incredible release all the way down the hip, and you might even feel it around your left rib cage as well. Nice, hold it there, 10 seconds. Keep squeezing your bum, especially on that back leg. You'll feel the difference in the stretch. All right, come back through center, switch sides, so left leg forward. Remember, I don't want to be sticking out my butt, I want to be tucking under, pushing the hip bones forwards, and then I can keep my hands up. I can go into a V if I'm wobbly, or both hands to that left side. Oh, that feels good for the hip. A nice opening for the front of the thigh and the hip. It doesn't matter if you feel it lower down the thigh or higher up in the hip, this is going to be great for you. It's just targeting the area where you feel the tightest. All right, come back through center. Last exercise, stand yourself up, take your arms to a W shape, and then make sure the W is not in front of you. You want the W behind you, as if it's pulling you back and you're trying to get away. And you can rise up onto your tiptoes, or you can stay flat, whatever feels good. I like the tiptoes because it tips you forward a little bit, and you get that awesome chest stretch. And your W can be higher, it could be lower. Decide what feels good for your body today. You got 10 seconds. All right, gently unload. Guys, well done. As a little wrap up, just to explain what we did today, we did a nice warm up just to get you ready, just focusing on the technique of hinging, squatting and planking. We then went through your circuit, 8 exercises, utilizing all your foundational movements and different strap lengths. I hope you feel confident now with organizing your strap, organizing yourself around the anchor point, but also all of those foundational movements. And today I delivered a load of modifications there for you to learn exactly how to use the straps in those foundational movements. If at any point you feel like this is too easy, of course, go straight to that second round. Maybe repeat this video and try it again, but from the first time round, doing those slightly harder versions. I hope you had a fantastic session with me today. Any questions, you can message me. My Instagram is Charlotte_Tooth. Have a fabulous day, and I'll see you all again soon on the next one.